What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're gonna be making something that I wanted to make for a pretty long time. About 2 years ago I stumbled upon an ad of a boot rack, and it was made out of horseshoes, and I kind of looked at it and I realized that it was pretty easy to make, but I just didn't have the time at the moment and I never got around to it. So in today's video we're gonna be building one together, and I'll take you guys through the process. So it'll be a first time for me and for anybody who's gonna try it later. So I'll get you guys through it. Stay tuned. Alright, so the first thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to pick yourself up some horseshoes. I got 12 right here. So this is the rear side, front side. So this is going to be facing up and to the sides. I got 12 of them because I want my rack to be for 3 pairs of boots. So that's how many you're going to need for that. Also, I'm going to be using, I don't know, probably a Harbor Freight hood today, because my good hood is elsewhere, so we're gonna have to make do with that one. But let's get it all set up and start tacking them up. So the welder is all set up. I did some test runs with it on a different piece of metal. So I got this piece of wood as a straight edge, so that way they're straight and not like this, and then by the time you're done they're in a circle. So just get yourself some kind of a straight edge. This piece of plywood is going to do me fine, so I'm just going to go with that. And I'm not scared to weld through or anything. So this is the back sides. I'm going to clean these numbers up a little bit, and then we can start tacking, and then we'll get the good weld going. Alright, so we got them tacked up. So we got 6 of them here for 3 pairs of boots, and then we have 6 of them still left over right there. That will be used as the sides. So we'll get them fully welded down the seams right here, and then we'll start working on the sides. Alright, so as you can see, we got it all welded up here. All of the 6 shoes. I'm probably gonna grind them up a little bit just so they're more cleaner looking, and then we can start working on the sides, and I'll show you how that looks. Alright, so after I grinded them down here, I realized that the integrity of the weld is weak because it didn't really get through in there as far. So I'm going to re-weld them all back, but this will be like a main weld, and then the one that's going to be on top will go from probably half to half, because now it's all cleaned up and the gap is filled, so we can overlap further. Alright, so we got the rear side all welded up. This was the second weld. I cleaned them off with a little metal brush. So you won't be able to see any of this from the front side, which is a plus, but that's what it looks like at the moment from the back. I'll wait for it to cool off just a tiny bit, and then I'll flip it over to the other side so it doesn't warp too bad. I flipped it over to the other side, so this is the front side here. Good thing is you can't see any of the welds. It did warp just a little bit, but it's got a nice arch to it, and it actually doesn't look half as bad because it's even on both sides. So it's almost like it was supposed to look like that. It did hit some heat. I wouldn't call it damage, but it just changed the colors of it. So pretty sure if I could take a metal brush to it, it'll come right off. But let's start working on the sides, and then we can put it all back together. All right, so I got the side, one of the sides lined up here. So this is pretty much how it's gonna look. This is the top. So that right there is gonna sit on top of this, and it's gonna get all welded together. And this is the two spots that are gonna be on the floor. So I'm gonna tack it, and I'm gonna fully weld it. Alright, so I figured out what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna do the same exact thing as I did on that thing right there, on the top piece. I got these little welds here that I'm going to grind down completely flush at the moment, and then I will lay down a much wider and better looking weld, because this one I was just trying to penetrate as far as I could, and that will be permanent and will stay when it's completely done. Alright, so this is all welded. So now we just have to duplicate it on the exact opposite side. So I'll probably just flip this over and lay those three on top of these three, tack them, and then weld them. So then they're identical. Okay, so I got two of them laid on top of each other. So I don't know if you can see, probably not. There's 1, 2, and I think this is the closest we're gonna get. It pretty much looks like one. So I'm gonna tack it, and then I'll take it off of top of it, and then I'll weld it. Alright, so as you can see, I got all the pieces of horseshoes welded in the ways that I need them. So just the two sides and then the top piece. I did forget to mention that you will need a piece of rebar as well. And depending on how much pairs of shoes you want to put on the top rack, you'll need to measure that, and that's how big of a piece you'll need. And you can use any size of rebar. So I'm gonna measure mine right now, because the rebar goes on the bottom underneath this, and it kind of keeps your boots from falling down through. So I'll grab a tape measure, measure it, and then I'll go find a piece of rebar, cut it, and then we'll weld it all together. Alrighty folks, I got my piece of rebar here, cut it off, and I cleaned it up with metal brush on a grinder there. So now we're gonna get it all welded together. So top piece, bottom piece, and those are the two sides. So let's get it. Alright, so it's fully coming together here. Kind of measured out where I need it to be. I got it in place. I'm going to tack it right now and fully weld it. And then it's ready. We just need to wire brush the whole thing. But I'm probably going to do that tomorrow. All the welding is done. All we got left to do is just go over it with a metal brush, and it's going to be complete. Alright folks, I got it all grinded and wire brushed today, and I'm about to show you guys the result. In my opinion, it does not look half as bad, so you guys judge. So there it is. If you see it, kind of put at the sun, kind of gives off a little shine from that wire brush going over it, but the touches on it, not bad at all. The welds came out pretty fair. The spots that you can see them, they're not that bad. And I did check it already. So kind of something like this is what I was going for, and as you can see, that rebar stops it nice. It's just right height enough to where it doesn't fall out, doesn't fall through. You could also turn it the other way around to get it, let's say if you're pointing it towards the wall, you don't want that to be staking out into the walkway if you're putting in like a hall, but that fits perfectly, so that stops it on the heel. And you don't have to be using cowboy boots or western boots. You can use any boots as long as they're high enough. So there it is. Alrighty guys, that is going to be a wrap for today's video. If you like what you saw, you might as well subscribe, so then you get notified when I list something like this again. And in the future, we can be doing some more DIY videos for you guys out there. But I truly love how this turned out, and I think I'm gonna use it. But if you have a friend of yours or a family member that is interested, maybe how to make one of these, or would want something like this for their home, be sure to share the video with them, and maybe they'll be able to build one of these themselves. It's not really hard, and pretty much all you'll need is just some welding tools, and you'll make it look right. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.